Bro, this entire breakdown of our series was fucking perfect.
Max, I'll admit it. I'm nervous, okay? I'll admit it. I'm nervous. Please. Please, with sugar on top. Pretty please. You better not lose this damn series. You better not lose this series. You know what? I'm going to walk away. I'll be right back because I'm scared I'm going to say something that might get me in trouble. Because I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
Who made this video, bro? Bro, that might have been the most accurate fucking video of all time. Oh my god, bro. Holy shit. That might be one of the best videos I have ever seen in like competitive Call of Duty when it comes to like banter and memes and shit, bro. The vibes today, the vibes are good. The vibes are good. We're just kind of bullshitting right now. If any actual FaZe fan here or any fan of the CDL actually, you know, wants to ask some questions about the Pro-Am, like, you can go for it now. This is, again, like, I'm actually awake today compared to yesterday. If you have any questions or anything about that, I'm sure people have questions about our series. Just to be transparent, I'm not going to do, like, the morning crowd episode on the Pro-Am just because of like what the Pro-Am was, and on top of that, like, there's just way too many matches to really kind of recap. I know obviously New York won and shit like that, but I know people are probably gonna have more questions about our team. Sorry, I'm trying to read and think at the same time. Our team and all that stuff, but yeah, no, I just don't feel like doing deep analysis of the fucking Pro-Am. I will definitely get back to the morning crowd episodes when Major 3 starts and we start having matches and all that kind of stuff, and then we'll start doing some breakdowns and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Where are we here? We'll answer some questions and then we'll go from there. How was Cell's driving? Cell's driving was actually pretty good, dude. He was in the parking lot of the hotel and he was driving around. He was driving Adam's car around. It was pretty good. He had a lot of fun doing it. It was funny to see. I wasn't in the car, you know. I watched from the sidewalk, but he was driving around the parking lot real good. Dude, right before he got into the car, he gets into the car, he's like getting ready to drive. They switch seats or whatever. And as he's like going to like, you know, pull out, a car pulls in right behind him, dude. And like is like following him. And I'm like, no fucking way did a car just randomly like just pop out of nowhere and is now behind MC for like his first time, you know, doing all that. But he just ended up pulling into the spot and like letting them pass. But he was not driving stick. No, that car is not a stick shift. He was driving automatic, and he was just driving in circles around the parking lot. He was having a blast. We told him he should have ended up taking the car and going out on the main road, but no, that would have been a little bit too risky. But yeah, no, that was actually really funny. Do the boys still play Cold War? Fuck no. How did you feel about your team pre-Optic match? The same way I felt after the Optic match. It's the same thing. Like right now, we're just struggling in Search and Destroy. We're really fucking good at Respawn. We win searches, we win series, and that's really about it. It's as simple as that. You know, there's a lot of things, in my opinion, that can be changed, like just from like my eyes of like just like what we're doing and how we're doing it. I have a lot to say like for practices like coming up within this next future week. I am very, very, very confident that we will figure out our S&D this year, and in multiple different ways. I think there's a lot of things to it. I definitely think also just like a lot of people this year specifically are grinding Search and Destroy a lot outside of practice in the sense of like S&D8s and all that kind of stuff. And like usually like people actually don't do that too much. So I think people have just like got like their timings down a lot in Search, and like there's like a lack of hesitation from a lot of other teams, and like sometimes we making some like, you know, hesitant plays and like hesitant calls. I'm super, super confident of like just how to play S&D and like what needs to be changed that will help us out a lot. And I'm also super confident that now we're approaching the second half of the season, you know, like we're kind of done with that first half. Now that we're going to the second half of the season, I think the work ethic will be a lot better from the squad, and I think we'll get, you know, much, much better. But still, I haven't really felt anything crazy anyway. We just need to win searches. It's really not, you know, the end of the world, to be honest. You actually like Vanguard? I actually don't mind Vanguard. I think it can be improved in many aspects, but I actually don't mind it as much as people kind of complain about the game. Your record on Berlin Control is awesome. Do you think that will be the team's main control map? No, I don't really believe in having a main control map for the most part, especially this year, just with how some of the controls are and how some teams are super, super spread. We like, you know, raid control for us last year, we were basically unbeatable in that map. And like, so that was like obviously our main control map. I feel like the way control plays this year, especially with like no trophy systems and stuff, it can be a little bit different. So I just think being good at all three maps and being able to play all three is good. Berlin's still super new, so we'll see how kind of people get to where they get at that map and see how good you can actually be at it. But we've been playing well on it. With like, again, we've been looking really good in scrims and stuff in it. Berlin spawn trap is worse than Gavutu? No, I don't really think it is. I mean, yeah, like it probably feels like that and it probably looks like that. But I mean, at the same time, in the beginning of the year when Gavutu was out, people said the same thing and then people figured it out. I think it's underrated how like people actually learn how to get out of spawn traps, put people into spawn traps. Like the metas change, the meta shift, and like how you play the map. The spawn trap fucking sucks. And so does the Gavutu one, but like you just get better at getting out of them throughout the year and how it's played. Gavutu offense looked unfucking winnable for a little bit, and like now in my opinion I think it's a lot more winnable than it was. I just think people get better at like avoiding it. Again though, it's still super early in the Berlin control wave of just seeing like how the map truly plays out, but it's really hard to say like, you know, like make like really specific statements about like that map when it's only been played for like 3 weeks, not even like 2 weeks. Like in terms of after getting a blood, are they making a mistake or are they getting blooded too much or anything that stands out of why your S&D hasn't been as good as the previous years? If you ask me honestly, I think a lot of people this year are super grinding S&D. Like, so people this year, the way S&D is played, it has gotten like their timings down as individuals a lot. Like they're just like ahead, and I think we're a little bit behind in that aspect. I also think this game with the time to kill being legitimately two bullets. Like last year, you can shoulder and you can get a lot of information and you could use a lot of teamwork in the sense of just how you're playing. But this year, it's a little bit different, and hence why people are super grinding this year. And it's a little bit different than it normally is, in my opinion. I think it's obviously caused a little bit of a shift, but the confidence, or I believe that, or I know, I guess, confidence just comes with like the correct preparation and like being super like, you know, prepared in the game mode or whatever you're doing in life. So like, again, if you're super prepared and super ready to go and search and destroy as an individual and then as a team on top of that, the hesitation goes away, the lack of confidence goes away, and then you start winning, you know what I mean? And with the amount of talent on the team, I am far from worried about how we can bounce back and get better, like as a squad. There's a lot of other things that I think, in my opinion, that we need to do to get better as a team and as a team in search and destroy. I'm not really going to go in depth with that because that's, you know, some of the main things that will be changing in the maps and some of the ways we look at the maps and some of the ways we look at S&D in this game. But things will be changed in that sense, and I think I can provide a lot of insight. I mean, or a lot of help on the inside of how to play the like S&D in certain ways. But again, I really do think that they're just gonna get way better once we, you know, switch it up for the second half of the season. Obviously, we have to keep our respawns as good as they are too, but it's a marathon, bro. You know, just gotta go with your ups and downs. Don't overreact. Make sure you're obviously continuously trying to get better and all that stuff. We practiced a lot of S&D in the wrong way before the Pro-Am, and now I think the solution is pretty evident of like what we need to do. So I'm super excited to get back into scrims and get back into, you know, I guess back in the lab with the team and obviously have a goal to achieve with them in the sense of the search and destroys and stuff. How often does the meta change in COD? Gun metas don't change too often, Vin, but just the game, the way you play it changes a lot, in my opinion. All right, I think that's about everything for the Pro-Am, right? Pretty sure that's everything, right? We're all good. I think that's all the COD questions for now until Major 3 starts. And yeah, the last thing, we'll bring back the morning crowd episodes on YouTube and all that stuff when we start doing like serious stuff in COD again. We just had a month of like basically nothing in Call of Duty.